All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krueg Show with a little 49er video. Well, Friday is rookie minicamp in Santa Clara. I will be there reporting back, and I'm really eager to see a number of guys. So let's talk in this video about the rookies that I'm most eager to see in Santa Clara on this Friday. Well, a bunch of them. I'll just freely admit a bunch of them. Why don't we start with a few on the offensive side? Isaiah Winstead, the big receiver who they signed out of East Carolina, who caught 88 passes this year and then ran in the 4.7s and then put out a Twitter video of his workout, and the stop and start ability were incredible. The combination of the stop and start ability at 6'4", 215 or whatever he weighs, and then the 88 catches and 1,100 plus yards and 6 touchdowns this year, the combination of his workout tape and his college production, especially this year, makes me really eager to see if Winstead is field fast. You know, sometimes guys run 4.7 and they're too slow. Other times they run 4.7 and they get on the field and they're fast. Juwan Jennings is a good example. He did not run a good 40 time, but Juwan Jennings is a good player and he gets open and he makes catches. A lot of times they're contested catches because he doesn't have big time vertical speed, but Juwan Jennings is a player. And I get the feeling that Isaiah Winstead may be a player in that same vein. Big possession receiver, sticky hands, chain mover. I'm eager to see him. So that's one guy, Isaiah Winstead, the rookie out of East Carolina. Joey Fisher, really eager to see Joey Fisher. Joey Fisher is, the biggest and fastest, or the strongest and the fastest offensive lineman in the draft if you go by 40 time and reps of 225. 40 reps at 225, 490 on the 40. He's kind of short-armed, but man, I'm really eager to see what Joey Fisher looks like. I think he's got a great chance to make this team. Elam Manning from Hawaii, really looks good on film. And it's hard to sometimes isolate guards unless you really have the right films and the right close-ups and the right end zone copy. And if you can go, end zone tight, there's the, sideline wide is what you watch on television. Then there's sideline tight. Then there's end zone wide and end zone tight. If you could get the end zone tight copy of, any offensive lineman, but especially guards and centers, you got a much better idea of grading them out with some degree of accuracy. I haven't been able to watch the sideline tight of Elam Manning, but as far as just power, athleticism, he seems like an intriguing guy. So I'm really interested to see him. I'm really interested to see Braden Willis. Braden Willis is one of those guys that I think is a steal, 7th round steal. He works hard. He competes. He's fighting for every extra yard. He runs across the middle with no fear at all. There's a lot to like about Braden Willis. So I'm really eager to see him. And then on the defensive side, of course, Kalen Laburn and Ronald Awatt, the two young running backs, really eager to see them as well, just because the Niners have had so much success with undrafted free agent running backs. Just last year, Jordan Mason. So I'm really eager to see what Awatt looks like and Laburn. Laburn, once upon a time, was a 5-star prospect coming out of high school and went to Florida State and has been enormously productive. Just came off of one of the most productive years of any running back in all of college football this last year for the Thundering Herd. So Laburn is a productive player who once upon a time was a 5-star. Awatt, to me, looks like a really good athlete, like a guy who might run sub 4.5 at 215 pounds with good cutting ability, good instincts. I would not be surprised if both those guys look like players this summer. We'll find out. We'll get our first glimpse, I should say, on Friday. Now let's flip the card. Let's look at the defense, because there's some guys on the defensive side I really want to see. One of them right out of the chute is Spencer Wagee, who we just did an interview with last week. The kid from South Dakota, grew up on a beef farm, taking care of cows and taking care of the field and working on the land. This guy had a 1.66 10-yard split at 300 pounds. To put that in perspective, Kalijah Cansey had the best 10-yard split of any tackle in this draft. It was 1.64. And Wagee's was 1.66 at 300 pounds. He outweighs Kalijah Cansey by over 20 pounds. And he was, very similar 10-yard split. To put it more perspective on it, Spencer Wagee had had a better 10-yard split than Alden Smith had when he left Missouri. And he's 300 pounds. And he played defensive end at North Dakota State. So great kid. Incredible story. And I can't wait to see what he looks like on the practice field. That's cooking, man. That means he works on his get off. And that's a big part about being a good defensive lineman. So gotta see me some Spencer Wagee. Robert Beal, another guy I'm really eager to see just because he runs 4.4 at 6'4", 250. And Niners need an edge rusher badly. And they need Robert Beal to be a player. They absolutely need as much edge rush as they can find. So the only edge rusher they invested in the draft or after the draft was Robert Beal Jr. out of Georgia. So I'm really eager to see him. And I'm really eager to see the two linebackers, D. Winters and Jalen Graham, just because I really believe that both those guys can make the roster. I think it's going to be an intense competition this summer at linebacker. I mean, Greenlaw and Warner are going to make it. I think Flanagan, Fowles, and Curtis Robinson might not make the team just because you got Greenlaw and Fred Warner. Oren Burks is your special teamer. You just drafted D. Winters and Jalen Graham. You got Marcelino McCrary Ball. I don't know if Curtis Robinson and Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, who are both borderline Pro Bowl caliber, special teamers on coverage units, are they going to make the team? I don't know. I don't know if they are. But I'm really eager to see Winters, who flies around and makes tons of plays, and Jalen Graham, who just knows how to play football. I'm really eager to see those guys. And then, obviously the big names in the secondary, Jair Brown, Darrell Luter Jr., those guys are going to have a chance to start. But the two undrafted guys in the secondary are really intriguing. Avery Young out of Rutgers. Go watch the video I did on Avery Young. I mean, this guy played corner, transitioned to safety. He's got some coverage ability. Ran a real slow 40 time, but so what? So did Hufanga 2 years ago, and so did Jair Brown this year. Avery Young runs a slow 40, but he's got corner ability. He's got mirroring ability, and he's a hitter. So really eager to see what Avery Young looks like because, you need to be able to cover as a safety. And so if you have that corner background, I think that helps you. And the fact that he's incredibly physical to boot, that's really a really intriguing combination of traits. And then the guy who I'm most eager to see is Deshaun Jameson, the Texas corner. I think he makes the team. I love Deshaun Jameson. He's cocky. He's got swagger. He's a killer return guy. He'll come firing up against the run. He goes low. He's 5'10", 185. He's not a big guy, but this guy will come firing up against the run, and he'll go low. He'll knock the running back off his pins. He understands how to tackle. I love his play speed. I love his aggressiveness. I love his swagger, and his return ability is phenomenal. I mean, if Deshaun Jameson makes the Niners, he is the return guy. He becomes the number one return guy. He's a difference maker returner. So I'm looking forward to rookie minicamp. And of course, we'll have all the coverage for you. We'll send you pictures, videos. We'll do analysis. We'll talk to as many people as we can. We'll bring you as many sights and sounds from rookie minicamp as we possibly can on Friday. Look for that. Thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krueg Show on YouTube. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the sponsor of the Krueg Show, being the title sponsor. Check them out in Corte Madera or Emeryville. They're open Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville, 7 days a week in Corte Madera from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. And once again, thanks to all of you guys for supporting my channel, The Krueg Show, on YouTube.